Very much for patient. Give your listener. For good. Any discussion? Working. Okay, aye. The president has presented in the usual format. Moving on to resolution amending 2025 budget. Paul? Something for the 2025 budget. We're finishing for this week, and others will be on there next week. Budget to the community emergency services budget and public safety areas, so all our areas are within budget. It's not the audit. Very good. Look for a motion in a second with this. Good. Amy and Andy, any questions at all?
So on the under staff comments talks of the street and servicing projects where is that
Street district, we can do the right servicing was planned, but then areas also awesome and good, so they recommend that. Any questions?
As the for public safety says $58.73, well, 73. Yeah, it should be 58,000 should be an hour. That's kind of
Good, so it's not 5,800.
correct.
58,732 okay. I don't believe we need to change the motion on that. Or should we?
No, I think you noted that it's a period set of account. It should be account. It's 58,000.
Yes.
For the record.
Very good. Any other discussion on this? Okay, all in favor say aye. Thank you.
so just that nice is the total cost of doing this.
Showing that I have employment decreased efficiency or interfere with availability. The question therefore was whether branch staffing challenges without a documented casual link my outside employment satisfy the contractual standard for immediate and indefinite session. Reason two, training incident and availability. The memorandum also references a training incident and states that it underscores inherent risks associated with outside employment and potential impact on availability fitness for duty. On November 24, I experienced a temporary medical event during dive training. I was transported for evaluation and should discharged later that night. I contacted command. Assistant Chief Sutherland directed me to remain off duty pending medical clearance. I complied immediately and remained off duty until medically cleared. Once medically cleared, there was no ongoing work restriction, no documented inability to perform essential job functions, and no continuing readiness impairment. All public safety roles involve inherent risk. The contract standard, however, requires an actual decrease in efficiency or actual interference with availability, not risk in theory. There was no documented ongoing impact on it's not a question of otherwise the future measure remains to act. I recommend special. This is not about it is about ensuring discretionary decisions around the policy standards respect the representation is what issues. And we don't have considerations.
Any board members have any questions for the officer? You could ask them. If you have any questions, you don't have to, but if you have any questions of the officer, you can ask. What's your position on the project? Are you just a firefighter? Female firefighter? What was your correct.
I not have a specific date, but it was in October.
All for your services as you have. Specific tens and work intensity around employment stars. Even going to be for your ship. You will do that. City stands with the President Police Department. When this incident occurred, you change shifts to one RDO.
It is my 12-hour shift, which they operate. So, and I started the shift me. My order at 6 p.m.
There was students that started performance reviewers for violations as it were. Supervisor, just a little procedure violation or just students will be paid and any letters or anything like that.
And was actually and
be sure to answer asking questions. How do you and we most great people to do something or to she can never
going to policies and when
and when you actually start your and you're over even though it is okay.
that's you have to be about in order to Oracle performance in 2025 by organizing and having some you will then include the potential targets happens early and anything so you are recommended to increase they are policy television and also happening to this availability is process Thank you. Thank you.
We can move next to everybody.
We are, to close session for motion. Okay.
We have an opportunity to add it because of the.
You can leave into closed session if the board believes it's necessary. And it's the vote in the closed session.
Correct, Fuller, as well,
Well,
that we close the discussion.
Or.
we've got full ledger on the full here, and we'll talk a lot on the chief. Your questions.
The chief can absolutely answer questions in open session if you want to ask them in open session. Or if you want to invite them into closed session, you have the right to do that as well. So from my perspective, the village council has the ability to either.
Price that for us.
You can do either, you have the right to ask the chief questions in open session or invite them to closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm the attorney that represents the American Police Union, and the grievance procedure is set forth in Article 15, Section Step 2, Section 3, Step 2, specifically says the committee may discuss the grievance with the employee and where the association shall submit its written answer to the employee and or association within 50 working days after the presentation of the grievance with where it doesn't allow the chief to discuss their position or any grievance procedure.
All right, so I think if there's a question of the chief in the absent open session.
I think like the part question. The question is not whether the CBA expressly permits it, it's whether the CBA expressly prohibits it. Because the CBA is not so prohibited, it is permissible for you to discuss this with the chief, either in open or in closed session.
We are hearing that.
Yeah. Joel's statement was that the collective bargaining agreement does not prohibit it, so therefore it's allowed.
Okay. All right, so at this point, let's the board. We mentioned here, but we'll do have a question here. So the board, we should have the people here. For questions. Well, I think if we're going to ask questions, that we need to do a deliberate session. I think if we're going to ask questions, we should ask it at the chief in open session. Center. Okay, so if you have questions for the chief, I think we should have the chief come up to the dais. You can answer questions. I think the point is we want to be fair to all parties here, and I think that leaving questions unanswered by the board is not in anybody's best interest. So, Andrew, you have questions?
Yes, sir.
You proceed.
Thank you. Chief, how many outside employment requests are currently?
Exactly. For you, I can't do.
You can't be how many officers or outside employment requests are.
I don't from this year, I have not received any.
How many were between them? So based on your decision making, is the decision to approve a outside employment request based on the number of people that are also doing it, would that fall into your thing, or is it, or do you say it's if anyone wants an outside employment request, and obviously it doesn't violate those basic things that are in both the union contract and the policy. It could be like, I went to a floral shop for day, and it doesn't affect my union.
Yeah, if it was a false policy procedures and makes people in the correct manner, we take everything we take on a case basis just to make sure it doesn't make the policy before I say, oh, when it goes through the process, go through the department,
And does seniority really factor in that decision making as far as officer seniority? If let's say everybody in the department wants it, then how do you make a decision because you're looking at availability issues?
if I'm looking at availability issue, I got to I don't get the organization case basis.
It's the actual job the individual doing considered in that request. Do you look at the request and say, I mean, if it's not law enforcement related or type of things, actions. You look at the actual job and say, what's the probability of this employee getting hurt on the job, that job not being able to meet that factor as well.
That goes into it.
I'm gonna twist an example that I saw in the paperwork. If I'm an officer and I have outside employment proof that I'm a jujitsu instructor part-time and I get injured at that job, would that constitute my grounds to have my employment authorization terminated? You could say you won't answer it, that's one.
Yeah, just because it's happening.
I want an explanation of in one of your documents that you put back, and I don't understand what's going on, so we can ask the question. The quote in the document is, Officer Blasting lost the benefit of the shift trade. So the shift trade that happened between this officer and Officer Blasting, who instigated a shift trade? You know?
I don't know. Shift trade.
That's done electronically. Is that
Let's let him answer the question.
Yeah, it's done. Our software supervisor for the trade. I don't know who initiated the initiative.
So I guess the thing that I'm looking for is that Officer Blasting worked his end of the trade, and it was the other officer here that did not fulfill his commitment. Thank you. That's the question.
Any other questions? David?
Has anybody ever been denied the additional job that would have been it could have been a favorable position had the moving forward with it? Have you ever denied anything?
We had a position, we have an officer that was working as an officer in another jurisdiction a while back.
We did several years ago before it was changed in the contract.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? Okay, so all questions have been answered. And we have a motion and second here to go to closed session. I'll look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we will clear the gallery here for closed session. I would say 15 minutes-ish.
Sorry, could we have the first and the second to go into closed session?
With motion second.
Motion. Okay, let's have a motion and a second. I think you did a motion. Second. Second. Great, okay. Great, thank you.
Should I even start again? Should have been anyway.
Yeah.
Should have shut it.
I think so.
Yeah, shut it. Probably great. Yeah.
Are you guys okay with us not coming back
from closed session since,
I'll take the notes. Yep, I'm gonna take them. No, just a question, do we want to try to record it again afterwards? Or just skip that?
I mean,
it's not
Yeah,
working
if it's
properly
not-
anyway.
if it's, the technology isn't working,
Might as well not even try it.
I don't know.
Yep.
Trying.
So you leave.
Yeah, it would be good to shut the mics off if that's possible.
Yeah.
That's it.